What's up, guys? Just want to make sure this is working properly first.
Now you suffer. Oh, relax. Good fight. Get slash. Get
It's working fine, right? Not looking laggy.
lights out. Exercise. Check. Don't move. Die. Good fight. Real before. Check. Lights out.
Alright, good. Let me make sure the enemy swapper is loaded properly, so I don't have to restart the game. This game takes a while to load, we all know. Alright. I actually think this is one of the best. Why is this not breaking? Okay, it's kind of weird. I think this is one of the best character action campaigns. But with the stipulation that you mod V out. One stipulation. You take him out of the game. Which you can do on here, as you all know.
Okay.
Just no nonsense, fun to play.
Hell yeah! Good fight. Jackpot! Slash! Light! Feel the
Freaking out again. What the hell? I don't know what they changed with this game, but it happens way too often. It's really annoying. Let's see if that fixes it. Are we good now? In that video game? Let's see if they fix it. Somebody else that comes in here said they had that same problem too. When you play this game with XSplit, it randomly gets laggy. I don't like these enemies. I like all the other elite class enemies, but these guys just don't like all the waiting. He's almost dead.
Now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119
I do think this is a really good campaign, though. Genuinely good campaign.
Not so fast!
Just not being able to play as who you want after you beat the game at least once is dumb.
Too easy! Party time! I will not. Not so fast!
They didn't even add that in the special edition, as far as I know. I haven't played the special edition, obviously, but I think that they didn't even add it there, which is dumb. There's very little like puzzles in this game in general, and there's pretty much none that none of the characters can't do. So it's really baffling that they didn't. This version fixes it, but should have been designed like that in the first place.
Okay. That was a good one. Get Jackpot! Not so fast! Weak. Hell yeah! Get wrong. Party time!
Okay, okay. Sit. That's done. Now silence. Slash.
What's dope, the mod? Yeah, it's pretty cool. What's not cool is my gameplay right now. I'm not playing very well. Bad gameplay tonight. These guys have so much health. I like fighting these enemies, I just hate how much health they have. No, DMD in this game is not that bad, but everything just has tons of health. It gets kind of boring.
go to hell. It's over. You will record. So down. Life. Get lost. Now you.
Too much Pinnacle. What's up, Dissidia? How you doing, sir? Would you die, please? I think these guys are the worst. They're really fun to fight. They just have like 8 trillion health. It gets just really boring fighting them. They're a really well-designed enemy, I just don't know why they need like 10 digits of health. But I'm also playing really bad too, and that's not that enemy's fault. I think everybody, general consensus with that enemy is they're really fun to fight, but they have way too much health.
Not so fast! Party time!
You will record.
Oops. Boss version. Oh, they're very fun to fight. This one, I like this fight too. It's just I haven't played this game in so long, so I got everything. I'm using a bunch of mods. I'll explain them after I'm done.
Too easy! Not so fast! Woo! Oh, relax.
How did that not parry? I call bullshit there, game. I'm playing so bad right now. I like this difficulty, I just don't like how much health everything has. It just gets boring fighting them. Doesn't help that I'm coming from Tales of Arise, too. That game, everything has like 10 billion health. It just gets boring when you do like pixels of damage like all the time. Like it's not really enjoyable to me anymore.
Party time!
Kneel before Jack.
Okay, that was a good one.
Would you die, please? How much health? God, man. Like 10 minutes of this. Just die. They'd lower their health by like 20% and it would still be challenging. You don't need like 10 billion HP. Oh, my phone gave me a notification. I thought I got a donation. It's fucking scam email. Stupid texts. Penis enlargement, whatever.
Not so fast! Oh, relax.
Now you get more. Don't ask. Jack. Down.
It's like, oh, you got a message. I'm like, oh, it's just those freaking spam texts. Click on some shady, obvious shady link. Some obvious shady link. It's like, how about not?
Too easy! Not so fast! Party time!
Lights out.
Okay, okay. That was a good one.
Kneel before. Good night. Get lost.
Blast!
Slash!
That's a common complaint with this game's DMD, though. It's fun, but everything has like tons of health. So kind of the same problem Assault Spy Extreme Mode had before they patched it. Like, still fun, but just feels like you're just hitting tanks pretty much. How are you still alive, dude? Come on, die! Why do they have so much health? I remember the first couple times I played DMD on this, this was my thought. I'd rather have them attack more than just have more health. And when they DT, their defense goes up so much. Now, it's a problem in pretty much every DMC game, is the hardest difficulty is legit challenging, but everything just has so much health, it gets very exhausting. A lot of beat-em-ups have that problem, too. Especially beat-em-ups. Any beat-em-up that gives the enemies more health on the harder difficulties is, like, physically painful to play. As the pacing just drops off a cliff, and beat-em-ups are already really exhausting to play as it is. Especially if it's an unforgiving one. And one where you don't have, like, many extends or something. And then give everything more health on top of that. It's like, well, I'm just gonna take off a year of my lifespan playing this. That's like the one problem I have with Fight Rage. Like, that game just isn't fun to play past normal because everything gets more health. The bosses in that game don't really let you utilize the combo system, so you really are, in that case, you are just doing the same thing for longer. I really like that Streets 4, the only difficulty that has more health is Mania Plus. Everything else is just they're faster, there's more of them. And they're smarter, more aggressive. But they don't get a single pixel of extra health, which really helps. Come on, man. I get tired of these enemies. When these guys double trigger, it's really boring. So much time you can't attack them. Just stuck watching. Now these enemies are kind of divisive. I think people are a lot easier on them because they're not like the Blitz. There's no enemy in this game as bad as the enemies in 4. I think 4 has the worst enemies in the series. Just in general. At least in this game they designed it so that every character can fight the enemies. The problem with 4 was they were all pretty much only designed for Nero. You could tell they like really only made that game with him in mind. Blitzes are pretty trivial with Nero, but with Dante they're like agonizing to fight. A lot of the enemies are actually.
Not so fast. Right. Now.
I just get tired of them running away, like, not really my kind of enemy. How are you guys, like, not dead at this point? That's my question. Not getting hit by any of that, are they?
Once more. Now
These enemies are boring. I think I'm gonna take them out. I'd rather fight the D'Angelos than these guys. They have like 50 billion health, but at least they don't run away so much. It's never fun when an enemy spends more time running away and annoying you than actually being a threat. Oh no, they're a mixed bag. They're a mixed bag. I don't think they're terrible enemies, it's just not really fun when you can't really interact with them that much. You have to stand there and wait.
Now go to hell. Not so fast! Party time! Okay. That's a good one.
A lot of people have really turned their back on 4. Pretty much ever since this game came out, people have kind of reversed their opinion on the game. I think it's a case of when it's all you have, you really appreciate something, but when there's something better, in this case a straight up sequel, it's like people start to realize that what's wrong with that game. But when I played that game in 2008, I already knew what was wrong with that game, and that's why I didn't play it as much as others did. I think I actually ended up playing 3 more overall. And both 3 and 4 have some really garbage enemies. The thing about 3 versus 4 is they actually designed the enemies to be defeated normally with both characters.
Not so fast! Kneel before Jack. Oh, relax. Now you get slash! Now you
Yeah, they made the enemy steps in 5. They're a lot more like Bayonetta. As long as you're in their general direction, you will enemy step. Some people don't like that. I actually welcome it, but I play a lot of character action games, not just DMC. It's nice that this is a bit more consistent with the other stuff I play, like Bayonetta and Assault Spy. Pretty much DMC5, Bayonetta, and Assault Spy have the same like enemy step mechanic now. Whereas before it was more different.
Party time! Okay, okay. That was a good one. Hell yeah!
I think the worst enemies in 3 are like the Soul Eaters, the Dullahans. I guess you could argue the spiders too. The spiders are just kind of annoying. There's nothing really particularly wrong with them. But enemies like the Soul Eaters and stuff, they just serve to waste your time. The Dullahans too are just like gimmick enemies. I think they did a much better job with the enemy roster in this game. There's definitely some that are questionable, but nothing as bad as the worst in 3 and 4.
Hell yeah!
Well, the Fallen are pretty bad too, I'd argue, because they can just literally go out of bounds and just waste your time. Those aren't really engaging enemies to me. I'm cool if something puts up a fight, it's just I don't want them to be literally just wasting my time, like putting themselves in a state where I can't interact with them. Like, that's not interesting to me.
Jackpot! Slash! Blast! Silence. Now you get lost. Now out of red. Lights out.
think that was one thing I really liked about the reboot. I think that game had a really great elite enemy, the Dream Runners. I thought they were really cool. You know, you couldn't do combo video stuff on them, but they were challenging, engaging, and they didn't spend too much time, like, just teleporting around and making themselves invulnerable. I also liked in that game how pretty much every enemy could be juggled, so the kind of weird disconnect these games tend to have where, you know, the enemies you can't juggle are like nowhere near as fun to fight. There were a lot of things I really liked about the remake. It's just I do think it was a bastardization of the characters, but gameplay-wise, there was some cool things about it. The bosses were very weak, though. Pretty much all the bosses were bad. The enemy design, actually, outside of the color-coded stuff, I thought it was cool how you had unique ways to juggle all of them. The problem all these games have is, like, just making it so the core mechanic of fighting them and stuff is, like, pointless, of juggling them. It always feels pointless to a degree. Yeah, I thought it was cool, that game. Well, there's a lot I hate about the remake, but there are some things it does right. You know how gamers are, they can't be maturely critical towards something. Everything is either the greatest thing ever, or it's irredeemable garbage. That's how it's always been. I can definitely be very negative towards games. That's definitely a character flaw I have, but I always like to point out the positive things in them, too. Even stuff I didn't like that much, like Tales of Arise. There's some things that game does that's great. Most of them aren't related to the combat, but it's not a completely irredeemable game. Lots of things it does really well. I think being able to juggle all the enemies, but having to, like, really work for it was really cool design-wise. Instead of usual action game stuff where it's like, well, here's this enemy where nothing you learned works at all. Which I don't think is good design. At the same time, I can't blame people for hating the remake. The marketing for it was embarrassing. I want people to play your new reboot that nobody asked for. Maybe you shouldn't badmouth the protagonist of the series. Like just a hunch there. It's not something you should be doing. I think the marketing for the game was very poor. Under no circumstance should your new director be hating on Dante. Like, do you want people to buy this game? It doesn't matter how good it is at that point. Good or bad. Like, if you hate the main character that much, why are you producing a remake? Not a remake, but a reboot. Like, I don't quite get how that happened. I can't really front people for hating it. I just wish that people would point out the positive things that it did.
Okay. That was a good one. Hell yeah!
Would you die, please? I really like fighting these enemies. I just don't like how they have 30 trillion health. Like, why can't you make them attack more, but give them less health? Especially on this difficulty. These guys have, like, more health than bosses, it feels like. I don't really understand why. It's just like, for no reason at all. They're very engaging to fight. But it just goes on for too long.
Party time! Okay, okay. Who's a good one?
Another one! Are you serious? Ugh.
Hell yeah!
I don't want to fight another one right away. I'm already, like, tired of fighting them. There's so much fucking health.
Not so fast! Now you... Now you
I'm glad they fixed Assault Spy's hardest difficulty, so it's not so much like this, where it's still very fun and engaging, but you're doing the same thing for too long. Sometimes it feels like you're not even, like, making a dent in them. I can't let him DT. He's gonna have, like, even more health.
Party time! Okay, okay. Go to hell. It's over. Not so fast! Woo!
Alright, it's gonna be a bunch of bosses, so this is not gonna be fun. This is the part where V stops being a playable character, so it's a highlight. I was definitely very happy when I got to this point, and he's like, my journey's almost over. I'm like, thank the gods, man. I never want to play as you again.
Too easy. Party time. Okay, oh shit! Jackpot!
Why so much health? Fight 3 bosses with this inflated HP. It gets really repetitive.
Too easy! Not so fast! Woo! Party time! Okay, okay. That was a good one. Too easy, right? Not so fast! Woo! Party time! Okay, okay. That was a good one. Too easy, not so fast! Whoa! Slash!
There's already so many theories about Bayonetta 3. I'm like, dude, I don't care about the theories. I want to see learn about the mechanics. I really do think that game is still like over a year away, though. I really think it's going to be a launch title for the new Switch. I'm really surprised that it got announced when it did, because that's obviously a game that they'll do a performance optimization patch for. My thought was always that, you know, the shit hardware was what was preventing them from announcing it, and I really do think that's the case. But it's also a case of them announcing it like when they had barely started working on it. I don't have faith that it's going to keep 60 FPS on that hardware. It personally does not affect me because I will buy the game. I will buy the game, but I'll just play it on emulator for the channel. Like, how it runs on the Switch doesn't really affect me, but I don't think the reviews are going to be too kind to it. Even though it's already obvious it's going to be a problem. How would it not be? There's no way it won't be an issue.
Now you die.
You know what? I think it didn't save. Let me see if I can fix this. I'm gonna take them out for now. I'm getting sick of fighting them. They just have too much health on this difficulty. They are fun to fight, but it's classic video game shit of just doing the same thing for too long. I don't feel like doing it tonight. It's not like this is a legit playthrough anyway. I have like 50 mods on right now. It's like people that still play Minecraft have like 800 mods on. Skyrim, that's kind of what this game has become. Just a bad thing. I mean, it's not bad that people do that. It's just people don't really play this game as intended anymore. Okay, it's like not working. It's weird. I'm tired of fighting these guys with this much health. It's getting really tiresome. I think they kind of dropped the ball with this enemy. Hey, what's up, Kevin? How you doing? It's Shurikenger from Hurricaneger from Power Rangers Ninja Storm. Hope you and your family are doing well. I haven't heard from you in ages. Yeah, I'm just chilling tonight. I just finished with work a couple hours ago. I'm trying to mod the game right now, as I'm getting tired of the HP sponges. That's good to hear you and your family are doing well. Yeah, I miss those days hanging out with you. Those were good times.
Get to it! Now fly! Party time! Go to hell!
Okay, okay. That was a good one.
These guys are still here, man. What the fuck? It's like it's not keeping the stuff that I tell it to do. Okay, which Does somebody know which Angelo is the big knight? Because that's what I'm trying to get rid of right now. I'm tired of fighting them. I really am. Proto is the knight, right? Scudo is the like the one from 4. I don't remember. I'm actually drawing a blank right now which one. Actually, I'm just gonna change them all. Try to get this to save. The enemy swapper doesn't always work properly. I'm pretty sure I just changed them both. I'm telling it to save. These guys have like 15 digits of health, and it just gets tiresome fighting them.
Lights out.
Okay, are they gone now?
Too easy. No, not so fast. Woo! Fly. Now go back. Sit.
Nope, they're still here. I'm actually getting really annoyed with this. They're gonna really double down on those enemies. I think every other difficulty but DMD, they're completely fine. But on this one, they just have like 10 trillion health. I have no clue why it's like not saving. Let me try enabling it and disabling it. Oh yeah, get some rest, man. I know it's I forget where you live now, but it's like 12:30 over here in Cali, so it's got to be late. I'm sure you've got shit to do. Wishing you and your family the best. I'll talk to you sometime soon.
All right.
I stream at degenerate hours, even though I've got 2 jobs, because this is like the time I just like the game at night. I've always been more productive at night. Okay, are they gone?
Too easy.
Hey, this is pissing me off. Like, why is it not working? I've told it to take them out like 30 times, and it doesn't do it. Hold on. I think I might know what's wrong. To keep in mind, we're not supposed to be doing any of this stuff, so you can't really complain too much. It's just when you're trying to finish this and they give you like 5 of those guys in a room and they all have like, feels like modded Pokemon, modded Gen 1 Pokemon where people would give themselves more health and the health bar would like go off the screen. It's kind of how fighting them on D&D feels like. It's like, okay, I get the point. You're a formidable enemy, but you don't need 10 digits of health. Still here? Oh, they're gone. Alright. Time for the crab rave. They're gone. I should play the... Actually, you know what I'm gonna play? I'm gonna play the Ninja National Anthem. Because the Angelos are gone. Let's play the Ninja National Anthem. Let me get that up right now. Very important, piece of our culture. Let's get that running right now. Let me mute DMC for a bit. Need to watch the Ninja National Anthem. Alright. There's the Ninja National Anthem. That stuff is legendary. I wish there were more bad ninja movies like that. I need like another 100 of them. That's a meme from Forgotten VCR. That movie is it's a Godfrey Ho movie. Basically, what that guy did is he would take like movies from other countries. They're all filmed in Hong Kong. The stuff that was original footage. He would take like completely unrelated movies and then just splice random ninja stuff in. They're completely incomprehensible, but they're works of art in their own way. You guys got a little taste of it right there. He made 100 movies in 10 years by using that technique. They're really untapped meme potential, that's for sure. Very untapped meme potential. Like, basically, like, somebody will be talking on a phone in the movie, and he'll cut to a completely unrelated actor in an unrelated, you know, filming that they're doing, and make it seem like they're talking to each other. It's always like, there's like a ninja statue missing or something, and it's like, holds great power. It's basically just an excuse for ninjas to do really cool shit, which I'm all about. They're masterpieces. And most of them are available for free on YouTube too, legally. You don't even have to pirate them to watch them. Best way to watch them is to just skip to the ninja parts. The ninja parts are the only part worth watching. Kinda like how some people treat Power Rangers. Just watch the fight scenes. I'll play it again once I finish the game. It's only 12:30 right now, so should be able to finish this tonight. Night's still young. I'm surprised people haven't like memed those movies. Perfect material. It's like it's something that's already unintentionally funny. It's not supposed to be funny, but it just makes no sense, and it's poorly thrown together. Just some of the best meme content, in my opinion. Yeah, I saw that. I saw people playing with that earlier. I watched your video earlier. That was pretty cool. How you doing?
Go to hell.
Hope you're having a good night. I am. Yeah, I hope you and your boyfriend are doing well. Even though you keep talking shit about him because he plays Assault Spy. Hope you guys are doing well. I had a good night with the cats. They were very well behaved tonight, except for Charlie. Charlie has figured out the time that I feed them, so... And he knows, like... He knows what gestures I make, what activities I do when it's time to feed them. So... He has started jumping up on the counter and just having his way with the food. There's like 15 plates there, it's like irresistible for a cat. And he likes to take advantage. But you can't be too mad at him, he's a street cat, so... Former street cat. Concept of having just all that food there is probably too much for him to handle. He's a really good guy though, I love Charlie.
Not so fast! Party time! Okay. Hell yeah!
Oh, EMC? Yeah. EMC, what is his name?
Not so fast!
The guy that does the mods for Marvel 3. Yeah, that stuff's pretty cool. I don't know, I didn't like Marvel 3 that much. I enjoyed it, but... When I moved here, I stopped having interest in it. The netcode was a war crime. I know they basically have to rent Parsec servers to play that game. It's just unplayable online. Japanese companies never go back and make the netcode better. Except for Fighting EX Layer. That game did. Yeah, this difficulty in particular is very exhausting because everything has so much health. That's my one complaint with this difficulty, is just it just gets exhausting. It's the same problem every action game has been. The main thing they change is just giving things more health. You're doing the same thing for longer, but it's already something that's physically and mentally strenuous, so the exhaustion starts to kick in. I already talked about this earlier, but beat-em-ups are really notorious for doing that. A lot of beat-em-ups just like straight up aren't fun to play past normal, because when everything has double HP, it's just torture. It's a hard thing to balance, though. You know, it's a combo-based game, so you don't want things to die too fast, but you still want to make the player feel like their actions have weight to them.
Party time!
That was definitely a problem with the hardest difficulty in Assault Spy as well. Like the guard meter on the enemies increased so much that you could basically like never break them, and by the time you could break them, they were almost dead. So you spent a lot of time just not really doing much. It felt like you weren't really making a dent in the enemies. But he went back and fixed that for the final patch, which I'm very grateful for. I think I like that game's final difficulty more than this. Especially after he went back and tweaked it.
Okay, okay. That's a good one. Now to rest. Too easy. Party time. Now sick. Now feel the force. Jackpot. Slash. Now down. Now
It's pretty much just bosses left at this point. I think I'm just gonna Death Abuse on the Mission 18 bosses. I think those are the worst bosses in the game. They're just like not really that fun to fight. We'll see though. Got a bunch of mods on, maybe I can whittle them down.
okay, okay. That's a good one. Now you life won't beat you. Go to hell. Catching a blast! Go to hell. It's over. Lights up. Down. Now you die. 'Cause I won't. 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 ' Too easy! Right? Party time! That's over. Just like
Well, the game is harsh on your fingers, not because of how you play. It's because of how the legacy DMC control scheme is designed for people with 4 hands. That's why. It has nothing to do with your age or how you play or anything. It's just this control scheme is really hard on the hands. I know there's a lot of top DMC players that have had like problems with their hands from playing these games for too long. I think that's one thing that the reboot did a lot better. Not having you have to hold down buttons all the time. Not having to do so many finger gymnastics to do like just basic stuff. I think that's something that Pinnacle Combat does really well too. Even though... Oh, Marvel. Huh. Well, my sentiment still stands. These games are really hard on your hands. You play on controller or stick?
go to hell.
Yeah, it's pretty much a unanimous thing. You play these games for a long time, you're gonna have hand problems. I think the reboot did a good job of giving you access to most stuff without having to grow like a third arm. I could say the same for Assault Spy too. Assault Spy has a better control scheme than this does. But you know, the reboot was not well received for a number of reasons, and I can see why they didn't want to change things too much. There hadn't been a mainline game in like over a decade. I don't front them for not changing it, but I do think that games that have come out after DMC have done this kind of thing a lot better. I really like Assault Spy's control scheme, even though it's probably hard to get used to if you play a lot of DMC.
Okay, okay. That was a good one. Hell yeah! Slash!
This is a pretty safe sequel, all things considered. The only, like, unsafe thing they did was V, and I'd argue V was a bad decision because most people that actually played the old games can't stand playing as him. But other than that, design-wise, this game is very safe. You could tell they didn't want to change things too much. Even though so much time passed between this and the last game that, you know, people figured out how to... certain aspects of how to do this kind of thing better. This game doesn't really take advantage of some of them.
Not so bad.
Just playing like shit right now. I'm getting exhausted from all the health they have.
I won't fall again. Not so fast! Party time! Oh, relax. Too easy! Get lost. Okay, okay.
You shall die.
Get lost.
How much health? God. So much health. It's like when they DT, their defense goes up like 8 times.
I will not bow. Too easy!
Come on! Ugh! Just die! Please! They can just do pixels of damage.
Hell yeah!
Still not dead. I like playing this on Son of Sparta a lot more, honestly. Feels like the game flows a lot better. But I'm also, like, not top level at this game, so I can't really blame it on the game. But it has been a very common complaint with this game's DMD. Like, the bosses just have too much health. Oh, it's almost over, pretty much. This is the end of it right here.
Not so fast! Party time! Okay, okay. That's a good one. Get too easy!
I don't know how to fight this boss. Not with this character.
Not so fast! Hell yeah!
How much health, man? Why is it so laggy right now? What the hell? It says it's 120 FPS, but it's It's like a slideshow right now. I'm just gonna death abuse. I'm getting really exhausted.
Okay, okay. Good one.
Plus the game is running like shit for no reason. Didn't change anything. What the hell happened? I need to restart it. I'm getting annoyed. Why is it randomly running like garbage? Hold on, I think I know why. Just gotta let it load first. This is the last normal level, so... Oh, nope, that's not it. I don't know why. It's running really bad. It's like it says it's 120 FPS, but it's really choppy for some reason. Ever since they updated the drivers and stuff, this game's been like really unstable for some reason. At least with my recording software, sometimes it just does that. I don't understand why. I have like all my sources turned off and it's still doing it. It's really irritating. I might fix it. Like if I try to make my recording software hook onto this game automatically instead of creating a separate source for it, it staggers like crazy. And it took me hours and hours to figure out what was wrong, and it turned out that was the problem the entire time. Now I thought it was like most things that happened to me running this channel, and that it was just something random that happened, but somebody else that is actually a mod in here, he came in here and said that the same thing was happening to him too, so... It's like something they changed. When you try to record this game, it freaks out. Now it's worse again. What the hell, man? I just want to finish this tonight. Can this just work, please? I don't know why this game does this. It's like the only game that does it. It's pissing me off. Just work. I like how it does in the last, like, 10 minutes of gameplay. It just decides that it's gonna pull this stupid stunt. It's so obnoxious. I don't understand why. I wish they would come back and patch it, or like the people that run my recording software would fix it. It's not just me. But I'm not going to go switch to another one just for this. Actually, hold on. Maybe there's a way I can fix it. It's just so damn annoying. It's just like, does it for no reason at all. No, it's not because of the mods. The mods have nothing to do with it. It's a problem with the recording software. Let me see if putting it on DX12 will fix it. It's something that changed with the game and the game and the recording software that they don't like to They don't like to work together, I guess would be the way to put it. Like I said, I've struggled with this for a long time. That was the main reason why I stopped playing this game. It's not that I hate the game. Obviously, I'm having fun playing tonight. It's just I had this problem and I could not fix it, no matter how hard I tried. It's mostly stable now, but sometimes that just happens for like no reason at all. Yeah, I'm definitely just gonna death abuse at this point. Try to get this done. Because now the game is not wanting to work properly. No, I actually did a fresh install. That was one of the first things I tested as Bada. I detoxed the game. I completely reinstalled it from scratch. No mods, no anything. And it was still doing it.
Too easy! Party time! Okay.
Yeah, when you're trying to troubleshoot PC games, you don't want to be messing around with mods. Mods can cause problems. But the engine that this is on is pretty good about not really breaking too much if you mess around with mods. The mods were not the problem, they never were. I had that same thought, but I worked my ass off fixing this game. Also, it's like the fact that the game has not been updated for like over a year, so like nothing changed on the game's end. It's like Windows updates and the drivers and the recording software. That's the culprit. Last time this game was updated was like last December, so quite some time ago.
Too easy! Party time!
Yeah, people have that kind of problem with like
Hell yeah!
a lot of other heavily modded games, like Skyrim and like Binding of Isaac and stuff, and Minecraft. Like when you have like 800 mods on, the game like barely functions. But that was not the problem here. It's other components of the computer that don't work properly. Yeah, but not that they don't work properly, it's just that they don't work properly with the game.
Not so fast! Yes. Too easy! Get lost!
How's it on your guys' end? Is it fine? It's fine for me right now. I went the INI file. I changed the DX DirectX version it runs under.
Party time!
Alright, that's good.
Okay. That's a good one. Too easy! Not so fast! Woo! Oh, relax.
Yeah, Spada, I don't know if you're a PC gamer or not, but that is something that does happen a lot. I think the most famous example is Skyrim, I think. I never played that game myself, but apparently if you played that on PS3 and you had too many save files or you played for too long, the game would like not even load anymore. It depends on the game, how heavily moddable it is.
So feel the Too easy! Get party time! Now
Okay, okay. That was a good one.
No, that's cool, man. Welcome to the master race. Even though the master race is like 10 times more annoying to play on than console.
Not so fast.
People that get really snobby about their PCs always like to leave that part out. You don't have to deal with Windows updates randomly breaking something you need for like whatever. You don't have to deal with that on console. I've had to deal with that. Windows update like broke my ability to record for quite a while. I feel like the PS5 and the Xbox Series X they kind of remove a lot of that argument in my opinion. Consoles finally have most of the experience that PC players have. But with none of having to fight with your computer and getting screwed over by Windows updates. But people who are a little bit too proud of their computer never really mention that kind of thing. I've experienced it firsthand. Sometimes Windows 10 just decides, you can't do your job.
Okay, okay. That's a good one.
He keeps doing a royal release. I don't really know this fight. I only did it once.
once more.
A little bit weird how you fight him twice. But, you know, they actually made an entire new boss fight for this, so they're gonna get their mileage out of it. You know, it's kind of weird to just fight him and then he comes back again.
All things end, Dante. Get him, girl! Alright! Wreck it! Not so fast! Party time! Blast! Heal. Get him, girl! Too easy! Lady next time. Get him! Now you Hell yeah! Now you...
Ah, damn it. Remember the when it was revealed that they actually made a Dante boss fight. A very exciting time in the community. I thought that we were just gonna get Dante again, but no. He didn't like that. Nice. GG. The mods are a great feeling, yeah, but
Come on.
people like to be very selective with what they talk about when they try to brag about their computers. You never hear any of them talk about, like, Windows automatically updated last night, and now a program I need for my survival doesn't work anymore. You never hear any of them talk about that. But it's something you deal with a lot. I've been there. Alright, well, that's what I wanted to accomplish tonight. Glad I got that done. It crashed. It crashed. No, that is the mods. That is the mods. Probably because I tried to enable it while the game was still up. Let's try that again.
Devil may cry.
It's running really badly. Didn't used to be this bad. Let me see how it is when I'm out of combat. I might have to fix it again. Oh yeah, thanks for stopping by, dude. I'm not gonna play this more right now. I'm burnt out. I'll start work on that later. Well, that was mostly fun, but I don't really have to play DMD anymore. I like playing on Son of Sparta difficulty more. The enemies don't have so much health. But the game was really choppy while I was doing that, so I'll do the troubleshooting on that later. I'm not gonna do it now. It's gonna be boring and frustrating to watch. Should be easy to fix though. Here, let's do the Ninja National Anthem because I completed my objective for today. Oh, you heading to bed? Oh, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I wanna try to raise some funds for the channel and stuff, but I just didn't feel like talking about it today. Next month's gonna be crazy expensive, but I'll figure it out as always. Let me see if there's any good Kingdom Hearts mods. I might play that for a bit. I think I'm gonna go to bed. That is all I wanted to accomplish today. I think I'll just stop there. I'm actually, my hands are pretty tired from all that DMC. I'll have to get the Legendary Dark Knights mode running better. I might have to go back to DirectX 11. I don't know exactly what you're supposed to do to make it run better, but it was a lot more laggy than it was before. That was like the whole point of beating it on DMD, was so that I had Super Virgil. I have super versions of all the characters now, so I don't really have to play DMD anymore, which is nice. DMD in 5 is kind of a mixed bag. It's engaging and stuff, but it's just everything has too much health. It gets really exhausting. It's beat 'em up syndrome. It's kind of what it is, really. Like, you're doing something that's really fun, but you're doing it for too long, and it just doesn't feel like you're really making much progress, and that's what sucks about it. He really had to abuse a lot of the. I think he had to abuse a lot of the strongest moves in the game, like Dragon Breaker and like Devil Breakers with Virgil, and not Devil Breakers with Nero, Dragon Breaker, Real Impact and stuff. Especially on bosses, because when they DT, you do like pixels of damage, and I'm not a big fan of it. But that's a relatively common opinion about that game. Is DMD is It's not terrible, but it's not like as fun as it should be. I think between DMC5 and Assault Spy, like playing them both at the highest difficulty, I would prefer Assault Spy. Assault Spy also has tagging and stuff, and the bosses actually don't get that much more health. After he did that last patch, the final difficulty of Assault Spy was actually pretty bad too. Back when the game was still being worked on, the enemies had a lot of health, and the guard bar took too long to break. So bosses felt kind of boring because you couldn't utilize the guard break mechanic. But now that he fixed that, I actually do. Now that I played through DMD again for the first time in like over a year, I would rather play Assault Spy Extreme Difficulty, which is what I might do next. It's either going to be Legendary Dark Knight mode or Assault Spy Extreme mode or Kingdom Hearts 3 with all those mods. I'll see you guys.